I'm Jamie Burke, CEO and founder of Outlier Ventures. Outlier Ventures is an accelerator dedicated to Web3, and within that, things like crypto, new data economy, DeFi, and NFTs. We will accelerate around about 90 startups this year, maybe up to 100 from all around the world across those key areas in something that we call the Open Metaverse. So the Open Metaverse is a 10-year vision and thesis on how Web3 technology begins to converge with the metaverse, virtual worlds, virtual wealth, to allow for sovereignty of identity, data, and digital wealth. I think there are things that have always been exciting, and then there are things that are kind of new and emerging or evolving. So what's always been exciting is that Web3 represents a genuine paradigm shift from the way the web is today. So if you look at the web as is, it's incredibly centralized, monopolized by a handful of platforms. Those platforms have become increasingly antisocial, monopolistic, and problematic. And as platforms, not only have they become data monopolies, but also AI monopolies. And I think that direction of travel is concerning on a number of levels, both in terms of having competitive markets and economies, but also the kind of consequences for us as users of the web and kind of citizens of the world. And of course, data being a key component of that around data sovereignty. Things that are kind of new and exciting. So, NFTs are not necessarily new. People have been innovating with them for as long as they've been innovating with Bitcoin and colored coins. But I think what we've seen in 2020 and now 2021 is a maturing of the technology stack, and it looks very likely that NFTs are the gateway drug for mainstream to begin to adopt crypto, and as a consequence, the principles of Web3 around decentralization, self-sovereign identity, sovereignty of data, and sovereignty of digital wealth. Swash are kind of a key component of how we mainstream a new data economy, whether we call it an open data economy or something else. The idea that we need these kind of cornerstones, these kind of killer applications that allow for the average person without a kind of high kind of technical barrier to be able to take back control of their data, and then to allow for a process of positive commodification. So where they can turn that data into a commodity. And of course, a big part of that is how data can be aggregated. It's often not of much value in and of itself, but how it can be aggregated and then how that can be collectively or communally owned. And so, the idea of data unions, I think, is a very powerful one that people can understand, and I think a very sensible and practical way to allow for users to begin to take back control of data and to turn it into a form of revenue. And I really like the idea that this has the potential, certainly in perhaps lower income parts of the world, to become a form of universal basic income.